going to the Clippers?
Bruh. So, it's your boys, Hoviati Jr.
Yo.
This is this ain't the full pod, but anyway, fuck it.
This is an impromptu pod.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it, man.
This is an in pod 2.
I wonder who the Clippers traded to pick up Paul George, and how long, if he knew anything, how long did Paul George know that he was going to the Clippers?
Yeah. So it looked like to me that they traded him for a record-breaking amount of draft picks.
I saw that. I was wondering if there were like more details that came out because it was 2 players that are going to OKC.
Yep.
I was wondering if there were details about who those 2 players were. I want to assume that Gallinari is in that, but I wouldn't know who the other one is. I know Patrick Beverly just re-upped with his deal with the Clippers. And so you have 3 of the top defenders on one team. If Kawhi Leonard is the best two-way player in the league, Paul George is top 3, top 4.
He's up there.
I mean, maybe top 2.
He's up there. I'm not gonna say top 3 or 4. I'm gonna say he's up there.
Yeah, as far as two-way players.
Yeah, as far as two-way players go,
both offense and defense.
Yes,
you know,
he's definitely up there.
Yeah,
he's in the top 5 conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. If I had to rank them, I would. If maybe I'm not thinking about this as hard as I need to, but I would say Kawhi Leonard would be number 1 and Paul George would be number 2. As far as two-way, you know, LeBron coming off his injury, he's not the same person defensively as he used to be, and maybe I'm just blanking out on other players that could jump in that discussion. But I think Patrick Beverly is the best defensive guard in the NBA.
Okay. I'm with you.
Maybe Russell Westbrook when he puts his mind or sets his mind to it, but I think he's asked to do a lot.
Yeah. He does so much offensively. It's hard for him to focus on that.
Yeah. Like really clamp down and shut down the opposing guy. I mean, you got a lot of really good guards in the NBA, and so I think with Patrick Beverly, what makes it so tough is that because a lot of these point guards are so talented that it's extremely difficult to be great defensively and great offensively. Yeah. So something has to give. You know.
Yeah. I would say if Kawhi is number 1,
it's 2 ways.
The NBA is crazy. Yeah, with 2 ways you gotta look at intangibles. I'm gonna say Giannis is up there too.
Yeah. Him and Paul George that's very debatable. I put Kawhi above them both, and then that next spot, Paul George or Giannis. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah,
that's solid for me, and that's as much as you're gonna get out of me because I'd really have to crunch the numbers.
But hey,
look at tape and some more shit.
Kawhi with Paul and Patrick, I don't know.
I believe it was Chris Broussard that said the Clippers were out, and it was between Toronto and the Lakers.
When did he say that?
He said that. I want to say earlier today or yesterday.
Oh, that's crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
He's crazy.
It was him. And
so what happened? What I think happened was Kawhi touched down in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
It was either earlier today or like later yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He touched down and like it was a buzz. Like the news was just like crazy. Like, oh man, he just touched down Toronto. He's about to resign Toronto and all this stuff. And I was like, let's wait it out. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. There was no decision actually made or anything like that. He's one of those people that's like not actually gonna make a decision until he actually makes a decision.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know. So I saw that happening, and then I didn't really look at news after that because I was just waiting for him to actually say something about it. And then I got an update on my phone like 2-3 hours ago about him signing with the Clippers.
Yeah.
About him supposedly signing with the Clippers. It's not official yet.
To sign with
the Clippers.
Yeah.
It's not official yet, but
yeah. Yo, it's crazy, man. Like, what gets me in all of this is that Muggs really don't know shit. you got all these quote unquote insiders that think they know, oh, there's a such and such amount of chance that such and such is going to do such and such with such and such. It's like, fam, y'all motherfuckers don't know. Y'all really don't know because y'all not the person and y'all not the person's friends.
Yep.
It's like, so y'all are just speculating and giving like your best, educated guess based on like whatever factors you decide go into it. So if your factor is, oh, well, rest in rehab. He likes to, rehab and take games off for load management. Okay, then you would lean towards the Lakers because with LeBron, AD, and Kawhi, Kawhi wouldn't have to shoulder such a load as he did with the Raptors.
Yeah.
Or what he possibly would have had to do with the Clippers.
Yeah.
If your thing is, oh, well, he all he knows is winning and he wants to beat the best players. He's a dynasty killer. Okay, then he'll either go back to Toronto or go to the Clippers. He's not going to join up with LeBron and AD. And so you're going to be leaning towards that. If your thing is, oh, well, Kawhi is about loyalty and proving the doubters wrong and being treated right, then you'll be leaning more towards him going back to Toronto. That's what your educated guess would push you towards. So it just seems to me as if, because like I said, a big report was the Clippers were out and it was between the Lakers and Toronto. And so if he truly does finalize the deal with the Clippers, it's like, all of y'all bugs were doing was just guessing.
Yep.
Honestly, that's what it comes down to is, y'all were guessing because with the person like Kawhi, unless you know him personally, you don't know what the hell he's going to do.
Yeah, and that was my whole thing with Kawhi coming in this offseason. Like, I've had mad conversations with all my like basketball friends about like where he's going and all that stuff. And my entire thing was like, he just won a championship. Give him some time,
right?
Because he's not gonna be like making a spectacle about like all this stuff. He's not gonna be going out there saying, "Oh, I'm taking my talents to this, I'm doing all this and all that stuff." Yeah. He's not gonna go to LeBron route. He's not gonna go the superstar route.
Right.
He's going because he's a man that loves the game of basketball. Like, and that's been very clear and very evident over this past like season that he just wants to play basketball. And once he got the chance to do it, he fucking thrived.
Right.
Right. So once the offseason was over, he won a championship. He got some time to celebrate and relax and evaluate things.
He doesn't owe anybody nothing.
Exactly. So like when rumors were coming out, when credible rumors were coming out that he was probably gonna go to the Clippers, or he was gonna stay at Toronto, or he was gonna go to the Lakers, like those were the three that I was looking at and banking on. And I was thinking like, all right, well, he's probably not going to go to the Lakers because LeBron's at the Lakers. They just signed
Anthony Davis.
Yeah. They still got Kuzma. They,
that would be a lot. That would
that's
be
too much.
Lot,
that's too much. That's too
lot.
much. And I can't fathom the fact that the NBA would sign off on Kawhi Leonard going to the Lakers when they have all that talent over there.
Yeah, I mean, I think there wouldn't be anything that they could do because he could rightfully go there because of the situation with Chris Paul coming to the Lakers when Kobe was there. It was a quote-unquote trade.
Yeah.
But the league had owned the New Orleans team. I think they were the Hornets at the time. And so the league were the owners. And so it seemed like, the league came in and blocked it, or the commissioner came in and blocked the trade. No, the commissioner acted as the owner of this basketball team and said, you know what, it would be us just helping you guys and we would be losing out on a superstar talent. So, no, we're not going to, trade him to you. And we're in the West as well with you. So we would be having to compete against you guys for the foreseeable future. So that's not going to be a good trade for us.
Okay.
So that's what went down with that situation. And so with Kawhi being a free agent, unless something illegal happened, he's free to go, i.e. Kevin Durant to the Warriors in that fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a 73 and
I'm a
19.
warrior. I'm a warrior.
I'm a
warrior.
That was a hard track.
That was hard. I'm a warrior.
My grandmama daughter ain't raised no sucker.
But nah, I'm hearing what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100%.
So it's just crazy, man. You know,
it's crazy.
It's
crazy. It's been a really it's been a wild off season. It's only been off season for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, which is nuts.
I want to see the details. I want to see who the Clippers sent over to OKC, and I want to.
I want to see that. I want to see the picks.
I'm curious.
That they got.
I'm curious to see Russell Westbrook's reaction to what happened, and I wonder if there's anything they're going to do with him, because now I personally believe that puts OKC in rebuild mode.
Yep, and that's to be in rebuild mode with Russell like at the core of it. So
yes, he has a big contract too.
So it comes down to him with him. Like if they want to have a shot of like making it to the finals and even winning. It comes down to him being patient enough.
OKC?
Yes.
I don't.
It comes down to him being. It comes down to him being patient enough.
I don't see them making the playoffs.
No, not now and not currently, but if they have a shot to make it like in any like long run, it comes down to him being patient enough to stick there, so that they can build a team around.
Well, he signed a long term.
So what it sounds like, and he did, and what it sounds like is that they traded Paul George off for some like real good like picks, for a lot of picks like coming up.
I mean, that just screams rebuild.
That just screams rebuild. Yeah, and that's what it is. So it's like, so when
rumors about them trading.
Are they rebuilding up until his contract? Are they rebuilding up until like it's up until his opt out, or is he gonna be patient enough to actually like be around for that rebuild? It's a bunch of questions with OKC.
He would have to demand a trade. There were rumors about them also shopping around. I think it's Steven Adams, their big man too. I mean, so it just screams rebuild, and I'm curious as to, you know, did Paul George have any input? Did they make Russell Westbrook aware? Was there any tension and dissension between Paul George and Russell after what happened in the playoffs? Because it was Russell that kind of chopped Paul George into re-signing with OKC. He threw a party for Paul George, you know, and they didn't go out. I mean, you know, Dame Dollar bust their ass from half court,
right?
Put the J right in Paul George's eye and said bye. You know, and I'm pretty sure, you know, tempers kind of flared up. I'm only speculating, but
did he re-sign before this trade happened?
Paul George? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paul George signed a long-term deal with OKC.
Yeah, that was before
he got traded to OKC.
No, I know all that, but he got traded to OKC and then he signed a long-term deal.
Because
when did he sign on a long-term deal?
He got traded to Oklahoma City from Indiana.
Okay.
Then that offseason came, and then he could have went to LA with LeBron.
Because
he's from LA, you know. But he decided to re-up with OKC.
Yep.
You know, I want to say that his contract was 3 years or 4 years with OKC. Now I could be wrong.
So do you think he pushed for the trade, or do you think
those are my questions?
Yeah.
I don't. You know, I want to hope that he didn't have any say in it. I want to hope.
Yeah, I do too, but at the same time, I don't, because like players in the NBA don't have a choice as to where they're going sometimes.
Well, I mean, in trades, you know, it's up to management. Yeah. Because you're not a free agent.
Yeah.
And so I don't think there's anything that Kawhi could have done. Again, that's why I'm curious to see the details and hear, the rumblings that come, or the fallout. I'm curious to see the fallout of this deal and kind of how it came about, because it seems like a lot of the stuff is on the hush mode. I mean, nobody could have guessed and predicted that Paul George was gonna end up being moved this offseason.
Right.
It was more so. Now, if you would have said, Chris Paul comes back to the Clippers, or James Harden got shipped to the Clippers with Kawhi,
seen that.
Then that makes sense, because there was dissension between those two.
I would have seen Chris Paul. I don't see James Harden.
I don't see him neither. I see James Harden as the key piece superstar. That's untouchable. But I only say that because the owner had came out and said, everybody's up for trade and discussion. Because he jumped out the window when they got beat.
I watched way too many episodes of Game of Zones on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. And James Harden's like the stable in Houston.
Okay.
In games. Man, you gotta watch those.
I do.
It's so funny. It's hilarious.
I do.
It is hilarious.
I do.
But yeah, man, this offseason has been crazy.
Wild, man.
It's been crazy.
So as shit keeps popping off, man, we gonna just keep talking about it, see what's going down. But so far the shit's been wild. You got KD and Kyrie to Brooklyn. I loved Jared Dudley's photo. He had the new big three with him, LeBron, and AD in the Lakers. That shit's hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
And so, but yeah, man. I think this these upcoming seasons, with KD being out and with KD coming back, I think they're going to be great. I'm curious as to what the Lakers are going to do. Timberwolves, don't even get me started.
Oh my God.
The Brooklyn Nets, the Knicks.
Well, there's talks about getting Wiggy out of here for something.
Yeah, I hope so. Everybody wants to get rid of Jimmy Butler, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's not the worst idea. Like getting Butler out of there.
No.
Here's the thing about Jimmy Butler. He's really good.
Very.
He's a really good basketball player.
Hard worker.
He's just a poisonous.
No, man, he's a hard worker.
He's poisonous to a team, man.
He's a hard worker, man.
I don't know. Like you look at him, you put him into any team that he's gone to, like so far. Like
everybody has to hold up their end of the deal. I mean, it's to me it's about criticism and calling people out on their bullshit, especially when they're held to a higher regard in the organization. You have management that's in charge of bringing in players and building around your team's identity, and then you also have your teammates who are held at a star or superstar status, and it's like, yo, well, you out here bullshitting, right? You might be here for the numbers, and as long as you get your numbers, you're content. You really don't care about winning or losing, and it's like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
And so I think Jimmy Butler is necessary. I think any team that has Jimmy Butler is gonna benefit from him and his leadership. As direct as it may be, it might not always work because the younger generation may not react positively to the direct criticism. Sometimes they might need a little bit more coddling. It's not a bad thing, but again, it's a generational, difference. Where we were yelled at, screamed at crazy. There's some people, 5-10 years younger than us who, told that they were the man all their lives, or as soon as you, knock them a little bit here and there, that takes them out of their game. And it's like, well, you're a better player if we don't come down hard on you. I mean, so it's just a lot of different mentalities and emotions and stuff. But I'm a fan of Jimmy, man.
I get the criticism thing. And I like Jimmy. I like watching him play. He's a very talented player. But if you look at his track record for the past couple of years, not talking about Chicago and all that stuff, but you look at the past couple of years, he'll go to a team and productivity will go up and they'll just go down. And then productivity will go up and they'll just go down. And that's just the Wolves. And then you go to Philly.
Right.
It's the same thing that happened there.
Right. Different circumstances in Philadelphia, though.
Yeah, definitely different circumstances, but
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You gotta think that there's a factor somewhere.
I mean, he's the clear common denominator. So that works against.
That's what I'm saying.
That works
so
against his
maybe
favor.
is he like 2 type A or
possibly. But again, there's back to the conversation of the top 2-way players. He would be in there right behind Giannis and Paul George.
Yeah,
or not even behind. He might be in that same mix with Paul George, Giannis, and him, Jimmy Butler.
I would say he's a really good 2-way player. I feel like he needs to prove himself more as a superstar player.
You think so? He's hit a lot of big shots.
And I feel like he'll be able to do that in Miami, where he is the clear star.
Yeah, but see, even when he wasn't the clear star in Philadelphia, they still deferred to him at times in clutch, close situations.
Yeah,
he has gotten a lot of game-winning shots hit on him. I wanna throw out a hot take that I think he has the most game-winning shots made on him in the NBA. I don't know how that can get proven or what type of next level stats that we gotta look up, but I've seen plenty of times. Somebody is hitting a game winner on Jimmy's beam.
Jimmy gets beamed off. Hold on. So, and that's not a bad thing at all.
I mean, because he's normally guarding the best player.
Because he's there.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like you got a hand in the face of fucking Kawhi.
Yo, there has to be a compilation video of Jimmy Butler just getting stroked.
Oh shit.
For game.
Oh shit, that'd be funny.
But I mean, hey, nothing's nastier than how Dame Dollar did Paul George, man. But yeah, as this stuff keeps unfolding, we'll continue to talk about it.